Hi, this is Courtney Mahon at the Tour Striker Golf Academy in Phoenix, Arizona. And if you follow me on social media, you saw my post of my 4-month-old daughter and her holding up her hands just like a perfect golf grip. She had her little pinky overlapping and everything. So what I want to do today is bring to you this video on how to put your hands on properly. So we're going to start with our left hand for right-handed golfers. For lefties, you're going to switch it to your right hand. But what I want to start with is when I put the handle of the club in my hand, it's going to go in at the base of my fingers, somewhat diagonally across, so my fingers can wrap around the grip. And then the second part would be that I want the fat part, the heel pad, to go on top of the grip. And when I do that, it creates this lever here with my hand, and so I can hinge the club up and down. That hinge is going to help with distance. And then also it's going to help maintain the club face throughout the swing. We want to make sure that the club face is square to the arc that we're swinging on. So it's going to do both of those things if we can get that left hand or that lead hand on properly. And then I'm going to put my right hand on and make sure that I'm holding it in the base of my fingers as well. And in fact, what I do in my lessons is I want you to have a hammer grip. So if I take a hammer and I hold on to it and I want it to hinge up and down, I'm not going to hold on to the side of the hammer because I don't have really good control over the club head. It's actually in a somewhat weak position, so I can still hinge, but it's not going to control the club head. So we want to make sure, if I was going to hammer something, I'm going to put it across my fingers and have that heel pad on top. And now I can hinge from the top right there. So that's going to have much more control over the club head. Now in my lessons, if I don't have a hammer, which I normally don't, I just flip my club head over and pretend that the end of my club or my club head is going to be the hammer. So this is something that you can do when you go to the range, is flip your club over and take a grip and see what would happen as if you were pretending that this was a hammer. And more often than not, people will put their hands on in that proper hammer grip where you're holding with the fingers and the heel pads on top, so we have that lever. So now all you have to do is flip it around and make sure that we're putting our hands on just like we did on the opposite side of the club. So if you want to play better golf, have better trajectory, and make sure that we have good face control, we're going to make sure that we at least put our hands on the right way. So for more videos, check out my YouTube page at Courtney Mahon Golf. Thanks for watching.